Hello viewers, and welcome back to the card mat. Now there's a lot of different moves a good magician needs to learn, and this is one of them. It's called the second deal. You can use it in multitude of tricks, like an 8-can trick. You get a card selected and use whatever method you want to do to get their card back up to the top of the pack, and ask them for a number. Say they say 5, you go, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's your card. There's a lot of different applications for it, and it's a pretty hard move to learn. I haven't done it for a good while, so I'm a bit rusty on it at the moment, but hopefully I can talk you through what you need to know. Basically all you're doing is moving the top card over, pulling the second card out, and moving the top card back. Just like that. So you keep the top card on the top all the time. Don't make the common mistake everybody does and squeeze the pack to death. Press too hard or push your thumb on too hard. Like with every move that you do, you want to make it very gentle. So you just got a very light grip on the top of your thumb as you slide that card over. Then this thumb comes in and it's barely touching that card till you pull it out. Because if you press too hard on there, you'll pull 2 or more cards out, which is not what you want to do. So all you're doing is just sliding that over a bit, touching the corner of the next card, pulling it out and gripping it. Just like that. I'm doing this slow so you can actually see what's going on. So you can see me taking that second card each time. But when you want to do it in reality, when you really do it and you're learning it, keep your hands moving, both of them. Don't just move this hand or move this hand. Move the two of them together like that as you're doing it. And also just turn this hand up slightly. It doesn't have to be like that so they can't see the top of the pack. It just has to be slight, just so you disguise the fact that you're actually taking not the top card, obviously, but the second card. So very lightly, and start off very slow as you're doing it till you build the memory muscle in your fingers of what you're doing, so you can keep on doing it, keeping the top card there. A nice little tip I will give you, and there's my top cards. Start off by having your cards alternating, because they always reckon that you should do a top deal and a second deal, then a top deal and a second deal. So if you start off with your pack like that, so I've got every other card facing up, and then do it like you're doing, you're dealing 2 hands. Start off with your second deal, deal that down, then do a top deal and a second deal and a top deal and a second deal and a top deal and a second deal and a top deal. So you can actually split your face up from your face down cards, because that way you get a better understanding. Oh, ran out of them. You get a better understanding of what you're actually doing, because you got a visual helping you to do it. Because normally they say to do it like that, second top, second top. Well, that means you've then got to keep saying to yourself second top, second top, second top as you're doing it. If you reverse every other card, you don't have to. You can visually see which card you've got to go for, because it's facing in the opposite direction, if you can see what I mean. But that's basically your second deal. Very light touches, that's all you need. Very light. Because say if you go too hard trying to do it, I can't even do that no more. If you go, there you go, you'll end up pulling more than 1 card. I mean, I pulled out 3 there. So always do it very lightly. Lightest the touches you can actually give. As if your thumb is a feather just resting on that card. start pushing off the top card as you're bringing your hand up, so they actually see that moving, and then you're pulling it back before your hand goes back straight, back across into normal position. Wait, I missed it. Just so you can keep the momentum going. And as I say, you keep on going. Both hands coming together. And on a bit of an angle, just a little lift up from your wrist. Just a little lift. And there's not much more I can say to that besides practice it and practice it and practice it. You want to get good at this one, you will be practicing for a good while. It takes, if you went at it for an hour a day just sitting there while you're watching telly or watching your dog running after its ball or sitting at a bus stop or getting taken somewhere in the car, you sit there with a pack of cards and just keep practicing doing that. It will come to you. It's learning your memory muscles in your hand to do what you got to do. And when you're pushing the card off, don't forget, you're going to be pivoting it very slightly on the part of your thumb there, just so it'll pull back. So it's like hinging there on your thumb. Start off very slowly until you can see what you're doing. You know what you're doing, and you know how much pressure or how little pressure to put on as you're doing it. One other thing I will say is it does work better with an actual borderless pack of cards, the ones which haven't got the white border, or if you're using pictured cards. Let's see, if you're using picture cards like that with a different design in the middle, because you can see the design coming through, that's a big giveaway on them. You really need something like is it a B deck? I think it's called a B deck, which is basically chevrons, you know, like a crisscross, and it goes right to the edge of the card. So even if you held a card like that, you wouldn't be able to see the join really between that card and that card, whereas that sticks out like a sore thumb, because it just blends in with the next card. And they're about the best ones to use when you're doing a second deal, because sometimes you will get caught out with a border pack like this, but you can do it. A lot of people do. Watch people like Daniel Madison, fantastic at it. There's a lot of others out there who are absolutely super. I say I haven't done it for a good while, so I'm a bit rusty at it, but I hope you got the idea. Practice it to death and go and have fun with it. A lot of different tricks you can do with it. I'll see you later.